Welcome to the tonight's show. The topic tonight is the sport Olympic wrestling. We now have a former coach who is an Olympian and 3x All-American to hear his point of view on what the IOC has done recently. Welcome, Charlie. I'm glad to be here. Charlie, what is your favorite wrestling quote? Mine is from the 2x NCAA champion and 1972's Olympic gold medalist Dan Gable. Once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. That was a great quote. Now, do you think wrestling should still be an Olympic sport? Yes. Definitely. Would you be willing to give your reasoning? Well, for one, wrestling has been traditional for thousands of years. Also, it's arguably the world's oldest sport. How so? Well, recently guys were in ancient Egypt and they found artifacts of paintings of two men grappling with each other on clinches, throws and takedowns. Wow, to have other reasoning? Yes. It's also the most purest sport out there. Let's think. No helmets, no sticks, no balls, just your opponent using all your strength and mental toughness to take down or pin your opponent. This is very interesting. And before weapons, guys would wrestle with each other to resolve their conflicts. So if we had an Oreo and both of us wanted it, we wouldn't split it? Nope, we would wrestle for it. Do you know how many people participate in wrestling? Well, I can't tell you the number, but I do know that it is the most participated sport in the world because it is done in over 200 countries. It's also very traditional, and if the IOC were to take out Olympic wrestling, it wouldn't just affect American wrestlers, coaches and people, but those other countries too. What are other reasons? The World Wrestling Program also helps America, Russia and Iran get along. I mean, America and Russia don't get along, and America and Iran definitely don't get along. Recently, the wrestlers from their nations' teams got together in New York. They wrestled against each other and they got together and protest to bring back Olympic wrestling. So wrestling is how those three powerful countries can get along? You're right. Any religious values in the sport? To answer your question, yes, it does. In the Bible, in the Old Testament, the prophet Jacob wrestled with a guy, realizing later on he was an angel, and the angel blessed him so he wouldn't be killed by his brother. If you want to know the whole story, it's in Genesis, or you can Google it. How old is the sport specifically? The artifacts found in Egypt dated back to 10,000 BC. It's also one of the first Olympic sport. To have another wrestling quote? Yes, from the same Olympian gold medalist Dan Gable. Gold medals aren't really made of gold. They're made of sweat, determination and hard-to-find alloy called guts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why wrestling should still be in the Olympics. Good night, see you next time.